What up, sir?
What's good?
What's good, baby? Rizzo Corleon.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Glad we got together to do this. So basically what I wanted to talk to you about is the financial stresses, like your regular financial stresses, and how that has impacted your music, which is actually perfect timing because I just heard you in an argument.
Oh my god!
I just heard you.
Yo, man.
Yo, it's like trying
Tip of the iceberg.
Trying to get parents to stop worrying is like trying to fit an elephant through a needle.
Yo,
a hole of a needle.
Man, it's difficult. It's crazy because when you have that vision, right? It's hard for them to see your vision,
right?
Because obviously it's coming out of your gift, your soul, your essence, everything out of you.
Right.
And so for you to display that to them, it's kind of hard for them to catch it. And then there's a generation gap too. You gotta take that into account. The things that they used to do, how they used to operate, what they used to get into, is not the same. Things don't operate exactly the same. You have some of the same principles, and they'll say that there's nothing new under the sun, but there is different approaches.
Right.
To how you conduct your finances and business and things of that nature. So
what? I guess let's backtrack. Let's go like 10 years back.
10 years back, man.
Where's the call here? What were you doing? What were you setting up? What was your vision for right now for 10 years into the future? And what was like your pitfalls and things that you could have managed differently? So this way, not only it would be like you talking to your younger self, but it's like you talking to these artists that are trying to come up.
Well, the first thing is the tradition that everybody tells you to do is, okay, after high school you get your what's it called, your MBA,
your master.
No, not even
your bachelor's.
No, you in high school you get your high school diploma.
Oh, your GED.
Your GED. Boom. Your GED. So you get your GED. That's what you're supposed to do. You get your GED. Then after that, you pick a college.
Actually, your GED is like if you didn't graduate, you can take a test to get a high school diploma, which is your GED.
Okay.
Then you go to college.
Your high school diploma. And then the next traditional thing to do is go to college. But the pitfall, if I were to talk to my younger self now, I would have completely different.
I would have went completely different.
I would have went completely different, yo. Because when I went into college, I had no idea what I wanted to do at that point. I had the music, that's a part of me, my passion, what I love to do. But as far as bringing the money in, I had no clue of how I was going to go about doing that.
Right.
And coming up in a family that really wasn't business oriented or having like what they say, silver spoon,
right,
where you have somebody there that either has a business that they can pass down to you or has the knowledge to pass down to you so that you can set yourself up and be a fisherman, right, instead of
like an apprenticeship.
Yeah, I didn't have that, and a lot of people don't have that, especially being a minority. So I went into college, and knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have did that. I would have figured out, boom, what do I need to do first? Like, how can I set myself? I would have avoided college all the way. So going back 10 years, that's 2001. What is it? 2017?
2007.
No. 2007. Yeah, 2007. Man, what's in this drink, man? 2007. I actually in 2007. Let's see. That was I was working on Understand Me. Which is the mixtape. Which is the mixtape, which dropped in 2011.
Right.
So my actually first time recording was 2005, ever in my entire life. I had been writing, got notebooks full of songs at the age of 9, bars on bars at the age of 9, and but I just ran from my gift, ran from my talent. So if I were to tell
I ran from it.
Meaning I was scared of it.
Okay, saying that.
Meaning that I didn't want to put it out there.
Okay.
And so that was a part of my journey, was having the boldness and the courage to be able to step in my talent, which was there.
Yeah, I feel you, because I was rapping a long time ago too, and for me it was like I was doing a lot of mimicking. Like it would be my own original bars, but I would mimic the other people and their stories and stuff. Like not their story, it would be my stories, but I would display it in a way that was
the cadence of it.
It was mimicked off of the way they would display their story, and it took me a while. It took me like 10 years before I was able to find my voice in my music and say like, all these other voices aren't mine. This is my voice. Yeah. So you saying you had to run from it and you had a journey just to get back to it. So what made you decide that you wanted to display it now?
I think maturity.
Okay.
Just
getting over all the little stuff.
Getting over all the little stuff that didn't matter, and having a better awareness of myself. Okay. And so it's still a continual journey. You know, we're always going to be learning. We're always going to be growing and finding better ways of doing different things. But for me, I think I broke out of the running away from my talent. I think it was when I probably a little bit before I dropped the mixtape. So probably like 2009. Me and my boy that went to college with me, Rocco. Shout out to him. We did a radio show. And that was like the first time like I really like came outside of myself and came out of my shell, and that from that point I think that took me to another level. So I was like,
so
all right.
it was like there was this cap on you.
It was
you did a radio show and it was like, now I got it.
Now I could go up. So now it was like, all right. So now instead of me recording, because I'm so comfortable recording by myself, I come up with stuff by myself and I just vibe out and get in my own zone. But now I found myself working with other people, like at my college.
Right.
So I was working with different producers, recording with them.
And then the financial situation during that time.
During that time, I was actually a barber. So that's how I was getting my money. So I never needed to really work. I was the campus barber, shape up guy. So hey, that's all. Yeah, but
you need to hook me up.
I got you, yo. But yeah, so that's how I made my money in college, and it was still tough, you know what I'm saying? Because shoot, I lived off a dollar menu.
Right.
McDonald's dollar menu in college. So
how were you able to invest into your music at that time? And then how were you able to invest in your music 2007 and then moving forward?
So, all right. So the way I invested was I looked for free stuff. In the beginning, I was linking up with underground producers, people who aren't on and stuff like that. And really building a rapport with them. Like I'd send them some bars or send them music that I did, and then they would give me feedback like, "Oh, that's tough" or whatever. And then I would do that. I also on the side was making some beats of my own. Actually, the first time I started making beats was a class in high school. My senior year, we had I can't remember the name of the class, but I knew everything came natural to me in that class. First of all, so I got done all the stuff in the beginning. The rest of the time I made beats. I had all this class time to make beats. So every couple classes, like the teacher would be like, "Yo, Josh, what you got today?" And I would play the beats for the whole class.
And then they would come up to you like, "Yo, let me cop that."
Yes. So I had like 2 beat CDs, and
I ain't never heard these.
You never heard them, and I can never find them. I don't know where them joints are. Yo. I don't know where they're at. Okay. But I had some flames on there from what they said. But I knew I could do that. But that kind of it stirred up the gift. That was another reason it was stirred up the gift. So I know it's there. I know I loved it. And but as far as finances go, so I started out free.
But wait a second. So in college, it stirred up the gift. Now, you wanted to remove college from your experience. What would you have done to stir your gift?
Well, college messed me up financially because
student loans. It
was the student loans, and then on top of the student loans, my first year I was an undecided major. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't find out what I wanted to do, and really, I just picked a general major, business administration,
which is like every creative person is just like, you want me to go to school?
Yeah, business. I just business administration. Boom. So I didn't get that until my second year, last semester. So here I am taking all these. I had extra credits. By the time I was at the end of college, you only needed 125 to graduate. I had 135.
Okay.
Still didn't finish college because I didn't finish. I got my associates, but I didn't get my bachelor's because at the end in my 5th year, I was like, yo, my loans were retarded.
Right.
I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So, that's how that's
right, so you was making some beats, you was making some money. Alright, so 2007 you come out, you start recording your mixtape. Mixtape dropped 2011. What were you doing financially at that point to still fund the promotion of the mixtape or whatever you had to do to record it and all of that?
See, the beauty about now is, and it's a lot different nowadays than it was in the past. Like if you say you go back to the 90s or something like that, everybody needed a studio to go to.
Right.
Me, I had my own setup all the time.
Right.
So as far as production goes, like that mixtape, I did that entire mixtape by myself.
Okay.
By myself. It was only one song I think John worked on with me. Rest in Your Hands. I think he helped mix with that one. But as far as writing, picking the beats, I didn't make the beats. I had underground producers, some of which I bought and some of which were free.
Okay.
That's how I was able to put the project together.
So and then during that time putting the project together, you still had to pay these loans, pay for your cell phone, pay for living, pay for all of that.
Yeah. So at that time, let's see. So we talking about 2010. All right. So when I came out of college, I was working at a computer store, Micro Center, and so that's how I was paying what I could.
All right. So my question is this: so now, if you could have done that differently.
What would I have done differently?
Yeah, what would you have done differently in order to...
Well, alright, so...
be in a different place now.
Man, really the major factor, and I don't want this to sound like an interview that's bashing college, but listen, if you know what you want to do in college, or whatever the case is, by all means do that. Go to college if you know what you want to do, because we need people in the field. We need doctors, we need police officers. I don't know if you got to go to college for that, but we need business people, we need accountants, we need nurses and things of that nature. So by all means do that if you know what you do. But if you don't know what you want to do, then don't go to college, because all you're going to do is you're going to accumulate debt, and you're just going to do a whole lot of things that aren't practical for what you have in mind.
Alright, so let's say after college, 5 years after college, which is what year is that? 2015. 2015 is 5 years after college. Okay.
Yeah, because I was done in 2009. So.
Alright, so
2014.
So then, alright, let's look back 3 years where it's like college is already done.
Okay.
Alright, now 3 years starting point. What would you have done differently to change where you are right now?
After college?
After college. We're gonna call that post-war.
Post-war. Post-war. What would I do differently? I would have definitely got involved in some startup businesses. Something with a low entry fee. And
So is that what you're doing now?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
So you would have done what you
I would have did it earlier. I did it earlier. Okay. And that would have put me in a way better position than I am now. Because right now I'm in a building phase of my startup business. So
which is always the hardest phase.
It's the hardest part. Once you get that breakthrough, then it's off to the races. But so it really comes down to just I would have started earlier.
Okay. So alright, so what you gonna do now to fund your music and your passion? Because obviously you're still doing music all the time. So being the fact that you got this financial stress of all the college loans, you got the stress of just living life, maintaining the car, all that jazz, whatever, and still being in the dating scene. Are you still single?
Still single.
Okay, the ladies want to know. So the dating scene, and then on top of that, you got to fund your art.
Right.
What do you do?
So man, you just got to work double time.
Just grind.
That's it, man.
Just grind it.
Just grind it. You just got you just got to put listen. You just got to grind it out. There's no other way. There's really no other way unless somebody's going to give you a loan or something of that nature, right? And you can pay that back later or something. You just need to grind out. Do a job, but the main thing is to keep the vision. Keep the vision. So when you have the vision, everything that's in front of it, what you're doing right now, I see where I need to go. Right. I see what I need to do. So it's like I'm just doing this. I'm not complacent or comfortable where I am. I'm doing this now because it's funding that.
Right.
And that should be the fuel that pushes you to that next level. So that's what I'm on right now. That's what I'm on. And if I was on that earlier, I'd be in a much better position. So right now, what's funding it is, right now I do a gig on the side. I work at a bar. I watch the door. I'm not really that big of a guy, but it's college students. It's college students. I'll knock heads if I have to. Nah, but it's good. It's cool and everything like that. So I do that on the side while I'm getting some money from my online business. But I'm saying that bills are still there knocking on the door. So, and then I have to have money to fund the music. So it's like my expenses are still above my means. So I gotta get.
Gotcha.
I gotta break even. I gotta reverse it. So I gotta pick up another job, which goes back to what I'm saying. You listen. Your passion has to be, your determination, your persistence. It has to be there.
All these jobs is also taken away from the time you have.
That you have. So you gotta right. So you have to find that middle ground or that space to make it work.
So let's imagine this. Let's imagine you ain't have to work a job. And your business is already giving you residual income. What would you be doing?
I would have, first off, I would have a whole house. I would have a house. I would have a huge studio where it's like I could hold an orchestra in there if I wanted to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I would have that, and I would definitely want to be. I would want to be partnered up with you. With like a major label.
Absolutely.
Or just have a label of my own. Either way. And that way, life would be music, travel, and doing whatever I wanted to do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it would be. That's what it would be.
So today is what? August 6th?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's April, January, February.
It's
March,
April
6th. April 6th. I said August. Alright. 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So, April 5th, 2022. What's that look like?
I would say by the end of this year, I was told not to always put your goals out there or like that, but I'm like, it's my man, so. by December 31st this year is 100K. 100K.
Okay.
That's the goal.
That's the goal as far as income or as far as that's what I'm keeping. Because you know your expenses could increase right with the 100K, and now you got 200K worth of debt. You try to keep right.
My income.
100K.
100K.
And what's gonna be the net on that? What's gonna be what you can hold in your pocket and invest back into yourself? Whereas
probably about 20%.
20%. So $20,000 is gonna be able to be in your pocket for you alone. I'm not talking about car. I'm not talking about cell phone. I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about for you and whatever you want to do.
I'm saying about 20% because 10% of that is gonna be my tithes. The other 10%. So really,
you gotta give back basically.
I gotta give back.
Right.
I gotta give back.
So you're gonna $10,000 to give back, $20,000 in your pocket.
Yeah, so really 30,000.
And then $70K is just gonna be expenses.
Yeah.
It looks like you had a vision, but I'm like breaking it down for you. So now I'm making it more concrete for you exactly what you gotta set your sights on.
I never thought of that. I was really thinking of my income net worth will be 100K by the end of the year. That was my plan.
So that, but
expense you gotta factor that in.
Yeah, to make
so then it would have to be more.
100K, you would have to be making like, way more.
True.
All right, so that's the end of this year, but we talking about
20 this year. So if you go to
2022,
2022, it's a nice number. Then I'm looking to just double up every year.
So that means by the next year after this December 31st, the next year you're gonna have 200K income. You're gonna be able to pocket 40,000. The year after that, you're gonna have a 400K income, and you're gonna be able to pocket 80,000.
80,000. And keep it pushing from there. Scale up.
400K. Then the next year you're gonna be at 800K. Then the next year you're gonna be at
5 years.
So 5 years it puts you at 3,200,000. Did I do that right?
Something like that. We need a piece of paper, man. We need a piece of paper.
All right, man. So,
but that's the goal, man. As far as finance goes, and like, as far as music goes, this year alone, this year I want to drop 3 projects this year.
3 projects. What's 3 projects mean? What's that mean?
3 projects. So I want to, one of them an EP and then 2 mixtapes.
An EP and 2 mixtapes.
Yeah. This year.
This year.
This year.
All right, so that's what we're gonna be expecting from you this year.
This year, and then 3 videos. I want to do 3 videos. That's the goal.
3 videos.
We're working on 1 right now, so we have.
We got 1 that
7
we're
months
working on.
to work on another
Right.
2. So that's the goal. I mean, that's the goal for this year.
All right, and then musically, what's the goal for 5 years?
Musically, man, you know what? Because the creative process is funny, man. It's like sometimes you need to take a step back in order to find what the story is within the music. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of live life. So with that, the reason why I can say concretely right now that I can drop 3 projects this year is because it's been 4 years since the last project. So it's all of that accumulated life that I've lived where I could drop 3 things and an album too if I were to break things down and put it together this year. But so in the next 5 years, definitely it'll be more music.
Right.
As far as album, I don't know.
Gotcha. But what about like music business wise? Like, where do you see yourself in the business? Like, as far as your positioning in the world of music and all these artists and stages and, you know what I mean? Like, just in the world of music.
Well, for one, and I've been saying this for the longest, and I get bashed for this. But now that somebody has done it, and you might already have an idea who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Chance.
That's it. Right there. How he did it.
Okay.
How he did it. Not compromising, not signing just for the money for that. Right. But he has creative freedom, publishing freedom, everything freedom to do what he wants because that's what he loves to do. And whether just that. Really, like just that. Like, I'm good because the thing about me is I love to perform, yes.
Yeah.
But that's not where my love and passion is.
Your love is recording.
My love is in the creative. It's in the recording. It's in the creating the music. It's in being in that moment, that zone. It's like ecstasy to me, man. It's like bliss.
So you could just be creating all day.
I could be creating all day. Now, if I monetize that, I'm fine. I don't have to get on the stage at all. But if I were to take the complete all out artist road of going on tour and stuff like that, you got to go on stage and things like that.
But now, where does family fit into that?
Well, my family is musically oriented, right? So as far as the business wise,
no, not as far as the family that you have now, but
family that I
want to create.
That's a deep one. Well, I think that, and I think you probably can relate to this. The type of female that I need is
few and far between.
But she has to understand the journey.
Yeah.
She has to understand the journey.
I mean, of course, they gonna push you.
Yeah, they're gonna push
a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. But as long as she sees the overall picture and understands, and she's a support system, then we good to go.
Right. So now, but who do you have to be for her though?
I'll have to make certain compromises as well. But I can't compromise to the point where it's going to break what I'm trying to do.
Right.
You see? And she has to understand how far of the compromise I can make.
Right, because if she tries to push you beyond that limit,
now we have an issue. Man.
But you gotta understand how far of a compromise she can make because
this just gotta be that understanding there, man. It's gotta be that understanding. So
understanding, ain't that the name of you?
Understand me.
Understand me.
Understand me, man. So understand me.
I'll just say. So with that said, hopefully, I know you say you ain't really into performing, but I'm trying to get a performance out of you for the show.
We can do some bars, man.
You can do some bars.
We can do some bars, man.
We can do some bars. All right,
so we gonna set up the beat or
this? I mean, we'll figure something out.
Acapella it.
We'll figure so. We'll figure what's gutter, what's gangster. Gangster would be the acapella.
The acapella.
The acapella will be it. So yeah, we're gonna get some acapella. So we'll be right back. We're gonna see a performance from Rizzo Corleon.
Yes, sir.
Holler.
Rizzo Corleon here. Let's see what we got. Acapella. He said he wanted it raw, so we gonna get it raw. I said, word to my baby girl, swear she Miss Venezuela. Should not have to tell you, top-notch genitalia. Your girl got a flat tail, like a beaver. My girl got a fat tail, Spanish diva. I'm just happy I have what I have. Rather have than have not. A couple souls went missing. I'm still sad, Pop. Shout out to loved ones, if you've lost those. I interject pain on my intersect till we cross roads. They wanted bars, I turned the padlock on. Feel I'm one with the stars, pick the flag I'm on. They wanted segregation. I saw memes of a revelation. The devil waiting to try to make it a severed nation. Yeah, A don't have the E to mess with I. Or you see why I dissect vowels. I son niggas, you be the next child. Couple deputies, boy, I messed it up, but I flip it back. Ain't no switching back. I'm getting raps. I'm sick in that, and I get it back. The catch up speeds with me, that's a major chase. Cause I'm on this amazing race with amazing grace. Yo, I'm on a major pace. Between you and me, a major space. Lyrics ablaze your face. Like old citizens, fade your taste. Hold, wait, can't escape the amazing great. I can't wait till I cop major cake like Bill Gates and skate. Had the whip peel off like skin on snakes, can't withstand the shakes, shivers of the rattles. You messing with a pharaoh, I'm like the clip in the barrel, and my game takes off like Cape Canaveral, on point like arrows. I'm on the straight and narrow, trying to do my thing, trying to move like I move. If you knew what I knew, you would try and move like I do. Ooh, and in these raps, dog, I'm willing and able. Good morals keeping me stable. My game's on the table. Life's like Cain and Abel, quick like cable. So keep watching, cause it's popping the clip at your navel. Gotta be prepared. Look around and be aware. I'ma look to God till it's the day that he takes me there. But before I go, I'll approach and elope me a lady, digging a choach and make a toke on my babies. Then I'ma go and cop the coach in the Sadies. My flow floats like the big boats in the Navy.
Woo! Okay.
I think that's enough, maybe.
Yeah, that's good. I'm good with that.
I think.